Hey everyone, welcome back to another video here at Justin's Fish Room. Today we're at KFS, of course, and we're going to talk about angelfish. So a few of you have commented down on my videos, like, can you please do a video on angelfish? We've had a whole heap of other suggestions, but we're going to start with this one. So if you have a look, this is a pair of really brilliantly colored koi angelfish here at KFS. Nick has some really impressive koi pairs that he breeds from, and as you can see, they're starting to peck at this piece of slate. So this is kind of just a really good opportunity for us to show you the process of how we breed as well as grow out these angels. So this is the first step. So you can even see with this pair, they're starting to peck at the slate, and this means that they're about to lay eggs. So pecking the slate basically is preparing the slate, cleaning the slate to make sure that the eggs are as sterile as possible. So this is what they would do in the wild. Alrighty, so we're going to move on to the eggs for the next stage. So we'll go have a look. Alrighty, so if you can have a look here, these tubs of blue water have eggs in them. So the reason why this water is blue is same as the rams. We use methylene blue or multi-cure, and this is just an extra defense against fungus and any sort of infection that the eggs can obtain from just the normal incubation period. So another crucial thing about the setup is the air. So people can hatch angelfish without flow, but the chances are you won't get as great a success.
The problem with it is that when the angels are first born and hatched, they can breathe through their skin. And if there's no oxygen in the air or in the water, you have to take them out before they're at that stage,
Yeah.
which makes it a little bit tricky. I used to hatch them like that, but it doesn't work as well.
Yeah, and I mean...
And it keeps the flow, so the fungus.
Exactly, yeah. I mean, like with my pair that you guys have probably seen on my Instagram, I just let them lay their eggs in the community tank, which is really heavily aerated, and but these guys, we don't really have the luxury of doing it, so this is what we resort to. So that's the egg stage and the hatching stage, and I'll show you what we do with the fry. Alrighty, so if you have
Start now.
Alrighty, so if you have a look in here, this is quite a young batch of angels, not that many. Are these the ultimates?
Marble.
Marble, okay. So this is a marble batch, and as you can see, they're quite small. Same with rams, as you've seen from previous videos. When they start free swimming, that's when you start to feed baby brine shrimp. Angelfish are quite a big fry, aren't they, Nick?
Yeah, double the size of rams.
Yeah, so you don't have to worry about particulate matter food or anything like that. And before you know it, they get to about this size.
This is the size where they've been eating for a bit.
Yeah, and at this point, right, they start to accelerate in growth.
Oh, rapidly. So these guys, this is probably, I'd say, these would be about a week old. And then if you come over here, they'll go to a stage at about this size in about a week from that stage you saw before. And then onto this stage, which are almost ready to go into a grow out. You can see they're turning into little mini angelfish.
Yeah, so at that point, you can actually see the dorsal and the ventral fins starting to get that typical angelfish shape. And that's when it starts getting really cool, because they start developing into miniature versions of their parents. So we're going to move on to a grow out tank now, which is the next stage of the fry development. So we'll go and check it out now. Alrighty, so as you can see here, this is a 4-foot long tank, and it's got, you know, probably about 300 angels in it.
I have no clue, probably, yeah.
Probably more, maybe less, I don't know, who knows. But yeah, these guys are, how old, Nick?
I'd probably say a month.
A month old. And at this stage, they're in here to go through their last major growth spurt, where, I mean...
They'll turn into probably something like this.
Yeah. So these are ultimate angelfish, so they're a bit different, but same principle.
Peruvian ultims, not
Peruvian
ultims.
ultims, yeah.
So
Yeah.
Monica Peru.
We're not
Redbacks.
ultimate master breeders.
Not yet.
Not yet, anyways. But yeah, so the 4-foot setup is really effective at getting maximum growth. Now, Nick is really good with water changes, and that's pretty crucial. as well as frequent feedings to make them grow at an optimum speed or rate. And before you know it, you have sellable size angels like down here.
These are the last of our first batches.
So Nick won't sell these yet. He'll still let them grow quite a bit.
These will turn into adults.
Yeah. A lot of people sell them at about that size, but I've seen Nick sell his fish and they're a little bit bigger than that, and that's great. Another thing
you can see with the culling here that we get all these weird,
yeah. So like, yeah, you can see all these weird dwarf angels that have really bad swimming bladder problems. If they didn't have that swimming bladder problem, we'd probably keep them and nurture them and make sure that they grow. But unfortunately, we can't do that. So these we humanely kill.
Kill is a hard word.
It is a hard word.
Euthanize. Yeah.
You know, but
we're not going to act like we don't do it. Yeah.
It's the reality of the hobby. And
sometimes if a fish, for instance, like maybe this one here, doesn't look as good, like it has the bent fins, we can sometimes give that away and someone can take it, and there's nothing wrong with the fish.
Yeah.
It's just that it's different.
We try to be reasonable, so if the fish can have
we won't
a good
sell
quality
that.
of life, we won't kill it. We would rather, you know, take it to somewhere where no one will breed it, so it doesn't pass on those genetics, and yeah, have a happy life in someone else's tank. So it's all about quality of life with culling. So that's the major point about that.
And yeah, I mean, like, I don't know, it's we have to acknowledge that it is part of the hobby, and you know, every farm does do that.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
we wouldn't ever sell a fish with bent fins.
And we like to be transparent to you guys about it, because that's just what we have to do. So to make sure that we have the best quality stuff that's going to you guys, going to shops, which will end up going to you guys as well inadvertently. You know, we have to be responsible fish keepers, and that's the way we do it. So yeah,
awesome.
I think that's all we need to talk about. Is there anything you want to add, Nick?
I don't think so. I think that we should make a breeding video a little bit more in depth later on.
I think so.
But this is the process of how we do it.
Yeah.
And if you're wondering why fish are swimming at the top, it's because we've got the air pumps on. So let's get them back on.
Sounds good.
And yeah.
Thank you so much, everyone, and I will see you in the next video.